Step one is about understanding the customer's business and using that knowledge to see if there is an opportunity there for us. So step one is about gaining entry to the client. It's about understanding who the players are, who the people involved are, and it's about having the first meetings. And it's about asking questions that give us knowledge about their business environment. So here's the company, and here is the financial equation that drives just about every privately owned company or stock market driven company. What does this equation stand for? An economical equation. Any ideas? This is your profit, yeah? There we go. So everybody wants to increase the amount of profit that they have. They can do this in two ways: by increasing the amount of money coming in or reducing the amount of money going out. So increasing your revenues or decreasing your costs. So the guy I was speaking with yesterday had a very clear target to increase revenues by 500k over 1 year, yeah, based on the year before that. So the question is, how do they do this? Yeah, and the question is, where does this equation come from? Okay, so what I would like to do is I'd like to get a couple of examples from the tables. Yeah. Now, at the moment, there is a financial crisis which is really pressing everybody. Yeah. All markets are being pushed from one direction or another. Usually, you know, companies will be driven by operational concerns, by financial concerns. Customers are complaining. Yeah, customers have got additional demands. That's a pressure for the company as well. You've got competition. Yeah, this is a clear driver for you guys. You have shareholders. Your company has shareholders. So when you if you own the company, or if you're on the top level of the company, your company has a set of problems and a set of kind of external things that they need to deal with. Yeah? And so this is one thing that I would be interested in understanding. And within this environment, this company needs to make a plan. Yeah? So I'll tell you about my example from yesterday. The guy works for a guy called Printec, and they do ATMs and point of sale systems. And that's been their business for the last 5 years. ATMs, point of sale systems for finance, for financial institutions and for retail sectors. Yeah? This year they have a plan, yeah, because their big boss did some work with some consultants, and the consultants say the only way that you can increase your profit is by increasing your revenues. You cannot decrease your costs. You don't have any costs to decrease. You can't fire any more people. You don't have any equipment. You always take the stuff from the vendor. So that, you know, cost is very difficult. So you have to do it through revenue. The only way you're going to increase your revenue streams is by diversifying, because your two markets at the moment are saturated. Yeah? So, you know, retail sector and the other one are already saturated, the financial services markets. So they're branching out into telco and government. Yeah? Point of sale systems for telco stores, and point of sale systems for government offices. Yeah. And this is within the driver of an economic environment, and the owner is Greek. Great, huh? He's a Greek chap. So the chap's saying to me, you know, we don't have much competition at the moment. There are 3 or 4 competitors, but they're not real competitors. They don't compete with us on the whole brand, just in certain segments. And he says, you know, we have this financial target of 500,000. And so the logical next question to this is, so what are you going to do? Yeah, you know, tell me more about the situation. Tell me what your plans are. How are you going to address this? Yeah, and you know, every company has this kind of scenario behind it. Yeah, every company. If you know somebody who owns a small business, they also have this situation. It's coming to the end of the year. They're making plans for the following year. Even if the plan looks like this: next year, I'm going to do more of what I did this year. So I'm not going to invest. I'm not going to change. I'm just going to do more of whatever I did this year. That's still a plan. Yeah, there's still a revenue target behind it. There's still cost reduction targets behind it. It's still a plan. Yeah, every company has this basic equation somewhere behind it. Some companies write it down. Some companies use consultants to define what it is. Some companies ask all of their department leaders to give them information so that they can build it. But every company has it. Yeah. So the logical question is, so what does that mean? How are you going to achieve this? What are you going to do to achieve these plans? Yeah? And this is where the important part of this whole concept comes in. This whole concept is called the opportunity plan or the account plan. And the account plan exists for the next 3 boxes that we will see here. And these are called the projects and plans. Yeah? These are the goals, and these are the actions and the way that they want to achieve the goals. Yeah? So these are different department leaders. For the purpose of the exercise, this will be our human resources department, this will be our sales department, this will be manufacturing. Yeah? So they produce the products, they sell them, and they do HR. Yeah? And so how do they go about doing these things? Yeah? This is the boss. He has a boss's job. What is the boss's job? Future direction, strategy, leadership, empowerment, having the right people and resources to do whatever needs to be done to put the plan into place. Yeah? That's the boss's job. Then he has people who do the other stuff. Yeah? So they will then begin developing their plans. These plans, yeah, these goals, will be enabled by certain things. And these things will be enabled by IT products and services or by other products and services. This is critical. What we do in step 1 is we try and see if there is a reason for something being here. Yeah? And we try and make a link to it being one of our things. But the first question is nothing to do with this. It's everything to do with everything else on this slide. Yeah? As being the basis for understanding, is there an opportunity there or not?